Well, as I was saying in the end of what you just had there, the foreigners can easily abuse this sector because if a foreigner, I have a C3 charity, that's my think tank, right? If a foreigner sends me money, I don't have to tell anybody that I got money from a foreigner. That's true for the whole sector. And there are no limits on the giving, whereas there are strict limits on, the hard dollars to candidates and parties. No limits at all on the amounts that come into the nonprofit sector. And so you have, arguably the two biggest bad guys here are Hans Wies, a Swiss national. And by the way, he'd given money to the Democrats' witness, which the Democrats' witness was not very honest about admitting. And the other is the Neville Singham, who is, literally lives in Shanghai, is joined at the hip with the Communist Party regime there, and has all kinds of influence ops. The most famous probably is the People's Forum, which the morning after the October 7th massacre had people on the streets to applaud their good friends there in Gaza. I mean, it's really radical stuff, and it's completely unpoliced, unchecked.
Is this because you mentioned Jody Evans, his wife, and Code Pink? Part of the conversation today was to highlight Treasury, to the nation, to the IRS, that a lot of what we call the color revolution is because Singham is considered by many to be associated with the Shanghai military intelligence of the CCP and the PLA. Is part of this is what Jason Smith's trying to get to, is that we have to have a massive investigation over the Treasury Department and the IRS to check into who's actually funding this insurrection in the streets of places like Minneapolis and New York City?
Yes, that's exactly what Chairman Smith has been very well focused on. And the thing is, part of the trouble is that Singham is bizarrely is actually a U.S. citizen still, though he doesn't live here, and holds us in blazing contempt, which makes it somewhat harder for the government to investigate him. But given, if I hole up in Shanghai for a few years and start doing their government's business, I don't think I have a right to complain if, U.S. intelligence is going after what's going on here.